So I'm going to tell you the things I've been talking about. What they're now trying to do is retrain me. I have to tell you exactly what they say so you can tell how abusive these people are and why I avoid them. So in their minds, I was like a maid. I was like the personality like a maid who would do things for everyone. And they want to retrain me to be like that. They don't see this as racist. They don't see it as sexist. They just think this is normal to say out loud in someone's apartment in the privacy of their own home. Not just realizing that that confirms everything I've told you folks, but also it confirms why this is a violation of my human rights, not just as a Black person, but as a human being, that I should be seen as a maid. So they're shouting out things that I should do while I'm walking around in my apartment. Nobody thinks this is strange. And they have no shame. And that's what I'm talking about. There's something in them, that there's something so wrong with them that they are willing to say these things out loud, be recorded saying it, because they've confirmed now that there must be some sort of surveillance, FBI surveillance of the situation. But they're willing to say it, feel no shame, feel no hesitation, and think I'm the problem. The other big point about that, besides the fact that they confirmed that there is an FBI surveillance of the situation, and it's still happening, is that if they feel no shame saying these things and then hitting me, torturing me, I wanted to show you guys my sides. Now, you've seen my sides before and they weren't thinning. They're thinning now. It doesn't have anything to do with any other product but this. Like I said, this is the side that I sleep up. So this technology hits this side. This side is the side that I sleep on, and it's not thinning as much or breaking as much because I sleep on this side. So what I'm saying is there's something wrong. They're more concerned with how my telling you this is going to affect everyone else than how it affects me and my mother. They said they're going to punish me because I was supposed to be like the maid and take care of everyone, and I'm not doing it. So they said I wish I were rich. They just said something about I wish was rich, something like that, so I can move away from them. But they're following me places. How the fuck can I move away from people following me everywhere? So they reminded me that in 2021, when I had to get out of this apartment, my mother and I looked like we were dead. We were unrecognizable. I was so skinny, and my mother was so sick looking. We were unrecognizable. And you've seen me at my worst, and I was unrecognizable. Multiply that for that 2021. And we stayed in a hotel, and they said they recreated something that they said happened to me in London. I told you, an older woman who I met on a job at the New York Botanical Garden, she's about 12 years older than me, asked could she come with me when I told her I was going to take my mother to London. So she came with us. So they said in that hotel room, the original room, the shower flooded and soaked the carpeting. So they moved us to another room. And that room had issues also. So they said I wasn't showering. I was going out without showering. They said that they clogged the shower so that it would overflow to recreate my showers when I went there. Again, I'm not going to argue with them contradicting themselves, but they're the ones who think they can correct me. So they said she was part of this plan to keep one of their type with me, to make things more difficult so that the trip wasn't as good as it would have been if she had not been there. And part of why I'm telling you everything is because you guys are able to put this together faster than I can and they can. So anyway, so they said I can never say I've been outside without showering, as though that's something anyone would expect me to say. Like that would be something like, why would I even say that? Like they come up with concerns that aren't my concerns or normal people's concerns, but it's their concern. So in their concern list, it would be the idea that I would once tell you guys, I've never in my life been outside without showering. I have. Who cares? Like at this point, what are they at? What are they getting at? And I'm saying that there's something in them that is so disgustingly disgusting that they feel that they have to, they just said public embarrassment, beyond public embarrassment in the privacy of my home. I would never have been able to prove this. I hope the FBI is taping this so that they know exactly what was said and what wasn't said. They keep trying to lie about different things, but I'm going to ask for these FBI records. I would like a transcript of this, because anyone who thinks this is okay, if I were the FBI, I would have stopped this immediately. There's no reason for this to happen. It's beyond a human rights violation. It's a crime. So just now, like, I normally don't have roaches in this apartment. I found a roach. I killed it. So they said, I hope you're going to disinfect the area, because normally I would. So as I'm disinfecting the area, oh, you forgot this. Meaning there is no way the concern would be a roach in my apartment, which would be the logical concern. It's now me going behind trying to correct the problem with finding a roach in my apartment. You get what I'm saying? The order of things in logic is never the proper order. It's not, oh my God, there are now roaches in this apartment. No, it's how I clean up after I find a roach, kill it so that the roaches won't spread and have roaches in this apartment. That's my point. There's something seriously wrong where they expect me to be the person who saves the world, yet they have the power to do it. If they're the first thing I would have done, instead of worrying about my cleaning up after I find a roach, would call up whoever it is who's allowing you to do this shit in my apartment and say, there's a roach in one apartment, there will be other places. Let's get this taken care of. That's the right way to handle it. They said they want me to tell them the right way to handle things because they don't know. Clearly they don't know. That would be the right way to handle it, because if I find one roach today, there are thousands throughout the building. That's how roaches are. The next point about that is the chaos it creates. If I'm wasting time listening to them tell me what I should do after I find a roach in my apartment, I would not be able to focus on cleaning up after I find the roach in the apartment. Meaning their distraction in all of this is distracting me from doing everything. So of course I wiped everything down and I cleaned everything up. But you see how the priority isn't the roach, which was my priority. It's them trying to find a way to dictate to me how to take care of their problem. What am I supposed to do about all the other roaches that will be in this building and probably are in this building? Do you understand? And I think that's part of this. The other big deal I want to talk about is when we're talking about them wanting me to take care of things because they clearly cannot. It goes to show that whoever put them in, and they just said a position of power, is an idiot. They're idiots. So they thought I wouldn't tell you guys that if people are observing them every day, they should take them aside like this. Yeah, I did it. Take them aside like this and say, you have a problem. You think a black person in an apartment needs to be corrected, but the people running this don't. They do. The other thing about this is they're not understanding. They said, I want this fight. Damn right. Damn right. I, as a tenant, shouldn't be killing roaches in my apartment. The priority isn't what I do once I've killed the roach in the apartment. The priority is to avoid having roaches in the apartment, in anyone's apartment. They're quiet now. The next point about this is that they said that in high school, I wasn't someone who spoke up. That's a lie. These people are talking after the fact. They said they had a record at the time. They're liars. They're doing it after the fact. There's no way to record something in real time in the 80s and 90s unless you videotape it. A record of something that they claim they had at the time would be after something happened, meaning just like right now, I'm doing it as it happens. In the 1980s, we didn't have cell phones. So if say, for example, I said, blah, 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 did such and such. I didn't have a cell phone. So I'm giving you something that happened after the fact from my input. And I talked about this in the input-output video. I am subjected subjective because my opinion of what happened is based on me. It was this type of technology didn't exist like that in the 1980s. I started high school in 1987. So when they keep saying 90s, what are you talking about? I graduated in 1991. It was the 80s. I started high school at 13, and we didn't have this type of technology. So if something happened, which it didn't happen a lot, like things weren't, and if they said, and when I worked at Bloomingdale's, which would have been in 2014 to 2015, I mentioned to someone that I went to high school, we didn't have guns. We couldn't even leave. Like, they wouldn't even let us leave throughout the day. Like, it wasn't like high school where you can go out and get some lunch. You had to stay in the building. So it wasn't like we had guns. We knew each other, even though we had a fairly large group of kids. We knew each other. Nobody was going to shoot anybody. So when they keep trying to have a hard time understanding that, they're not putting themselves back in the time frame in the 1980s. Guns weren't around like they are now. Kids weren't doing the things that they do now in the 1980s. Part of that is if I was 13 in 87, the world wasn't the same. There was a different type of crime was different. We weren't doing things with guns. Like, people didn't say, oh, I'm going to get a gun and do something. It wasn't something even people would think of. Like, you have an argument or fight back in the 80s, if it was usually like people would curse at each other. If it got to fist fighting, everyone would stop. Like, the world would like stop, and everyone would circle around and watch like it was a big event. It would have been equivalent to watching a boxing match because it would have been such a big deal, and that big deal would have gotten around. So if I had been doing all this type of stuff in the 80s, everyone would have talked about it. You wouldn't in 2024 try to find something. It would have been spoken of, but it would happen after the fact. And part of why this is so important is that as things are happening in my apartment and they're trying to do it at the time that it's happening, they're losing sight of the issue because they hate me so much that they're willing to kill themselves to hurt me. Do you know what I'm saying? They're willing to destroy everything that they've worked for in their lives. And they keep talking about this, and I have to say it. They keep talking about the fact that they hate me so much. They hate me so much that they're willing to destroy themselves just to take a blow at me. And that's part of this bigger issue. And this goes back to what I'm talking about with chaos. As I was going through some of the things with gang stalking and how this relates to gang stalking, meaning multiple people stalking people, I said how if you're surrounding yourselves with people who have chaos in their lives, it's going to affect your life. You can't not affect your life. So the way to make it seem like I had chaotic people in my life was to cause chaos in my life so that then I would be the chaotic person. So they said my idea of filming this and documenting it and putting it out publicly actually helped me because clearly I'm not the chaotic person. I'm in my bedroom talking to you folks, and I'm not causing any chaos. But that's part of what I'm saying, that if someone, and they said they want to wipe all these videos from online because it proves my point, and it proves the point of other people being gang stalked, that if this is happening to people and someone is watching this happen as it's happening, and it's still happening, there's a problem. It's not about protecting the people who allow something bad to happen to people. It's about stopping the bad thing from happening to people. And we do have people in power who do that. That's their job. It's not my job to document the bad thing that's happening, or anyone's job to document the bad thing that's happening. It's the job of the people whose job it is to stop the bad thing from happening. And if you have people around you who they said, I want this fight, I want to document this fight. So they were saying that at one point I'll probably go back to filming outside what's happening. The reason I stopped doing that, I think I told you guys this, is because I'm not going to give them a platform for all of this chaos. You guys know what's happening. It's happening to a lot of you. you guys don't need me to prove every little thing anymore. The bigger issue is, why is it still happening? So as they're talking, they're worried now about politics. You see how they would have me worried about every little thing, and I would then become that chaotic person. If I had to worry about every little thing and everyone and everyone's opinion, which I never was. They said, oh, in high school, they saw the yearbook picture of me in my little senior year sweater with the S on it because I went to Cardinal Spellman, but it's also my initials, and that worked out. I had like shoes with little bow. I had little crossbody bag. They said, oh, that's really against what they thought how I would look. That's my point. If you were there, then you would have known how I looked. But it's the idea that they realize now I wasn't really concerned about everyone's opinion of me. You can't live that way. But between them worrying about that, then worrying about my cleanliness, then worried about what happened if I showered in London, and then worrying about if I would ever say I never showered, and worrying then they saw me trying to make this, since this is the lid and this is the inside, trying to make it fit on the top of a jar. They said, well, why don't you put cork, and then you could just make it a lid like this, and it'll be a pretty top of a lid. And then worried about crafting, meaning they are so chaotic that I'm telling you, I'm starting a whole playlist of chaos called Chaos, to try to find every time their chaos would have affected me and affect the world. They're so chaotic that they don't realize that that's not normal. That isn't normal. There's something wrong with them. And I'm not going to pretend that there isn't. And maybe that's why they hate me so much. Someone said, bingo, because I'm not going to pretend that these people don't have something the matter with them. So they said, didn't people say that about me? Not normal people, abnormal people like these people. And there is a such thing as abnormal psychology. So I'm going to find some videos about abnormal psychology so that you guys can make the connection. So if it's happening to you, you'll quickly make the connection. You'll read or you'll see the video, and you'll see the list of their abnormal behavior and realize there's something wrong with these folks. Thank you for watching.